Hi there, it's Dave Kelso. I'm your host of OnlineVisas.com, the immigration show. Here with me again today, CEO of OnlineVisas, Mr. John Veely. John, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Dave. How are you?
Well, I'm actually very excited to talk to you because I was looking through the news the other day and H-1B visas. Since I've been hanging out with you, I kind of see more of it, you know. My reticulum has been activated. I see more of this stuff, and I noticed that H-1B visas, a visa that the tech industry uses a lot of, that staffing, big companies use this visa a lot, and it's being denied like crazy right now. But I know that your OnlineVisas approval rating is 95% or something like that. So I'm wondering what it is. I'm wondering what makes you so special.
Well, how we approached it, right? So It was 95% last year. It's at 100% so far this year. We haven't got everything back, so it'll probably be a little bit lower than that, of course.
Maybe in the mid-90s.
Well, we'd be fine with that.
While the rest of the industry's in the 50s, I
59%, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and in the staffing industries are even lower. We inherit a lot of these cases.
Sure.
And now our approval rating on inherited cases is not quite so high.
Okay.
Sometimes they're really bad off, but we'll take on a tough case to help a company retool how they do their immigration, right? And so what we do is, this is a copy of what we actually submit. It's called we call it the visa petition. We make it look like Newsweek.
Yeah, it looks cool.
And so it's a cover, and there's some simple concepts like picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So we want to personify the foreign national. We want to talk about the company. We want to talk about the job. But what most people do, or most companies do, is they sort of bring a table of contents and very little discussion about what the evidence is, right? And that's what we call a 2016 petition. 2016, 88% approval rating. You didn't have to put that much work into them.
You just had to ask nice.
Well, not quite, but it's gotten tougher, and it's gotten tougher for a number of reasons. Number one, this administration has narrowed the types of jobs that it thinks are specialized, which is what is the requirement for an H-1B visa. So an H-1B visa is typically a job that requires a university degree.
Sure. And
then the worker has to have that or a similar type of university degree. Attorneys for the longest time would rely on a database called ONET. And immigration sort of determined that ONET is no longer sufficient. And they have another database that was always there but much narrower called the OOH, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. And in the OOH it says, how do you become whatever profession this is, and then it talks about, it has language on whether it requires a degree, whether you can have this job based on numerous degrees or even work experience.
Sure.
And if there's anything that doesn't say required in it, then immigration is taken as a position that it's not a specialized job. Or if there's too many degrees, it's not a specialized job. Or if the candidate's degree is farther away than they used to be acceptable, they won't apply the H-1B. So
that seems a little arbitrary and capricious to use the key words.
Those are terms of art in which agencies must not be, and so there's a lot of litigation out there. So we support the litigation that's going on, but what we do is let's get the visas approved under today's situation. So what we did a number of years ago, or about 2 years ago, as part of an association called IT Serve Alliance, we looked at a lot of denials from different companies, different lawyers, and we sort of mapped it out. We saw 5 major reasons that immigration cases were being denied and what the philosophies were that immigration were using. What were their strategies? What cases were they relying on? And then immigration came out with a memo. Now, with our visa petition here, we were able to, this is produced by our software, OnlineVisas, right?
Sure.
And so what we do is we in our strategy sessions with either a company or employee or both, we'll take information and we'll dump it into our model, right?
Yeah, your template.
In our model, it has the table of contents. We tell the story about the beneficiary. We tell the story about the company. We talk about the profession, right? And what we do is we go right to the memo that immigration put out, right? And we were able to add this memo in just a weekend, right? And it came out in February. We were a hot part of the H-1B seasonal deal. We were able to change that up and change the way we
changed the language just because the template was already there. Right. We applied the memo to it. Bam, off and running.
Right. So what we're doing is we're evaluating the job. We're evaluating the company. We're evaluating the third-party relationship when there's an end user that might be different, and those are really tough things. And what also we do, and we offer this to potential clients, is we will take a look at how they're doing their immigration now. We'll also take take a look at all their documents, right? It's the organic documents that are much more important than they used to be, right?
The I-9s and the things you fill out when you hire people.
Not those. I'm talking about the contract between the employee and the employer. I'm talking about their employee handbook. I'm talking about the invoicing, the statements of work, the job orders that they produce. All those things you can provide language in there that addresses a number of the issues immigration is looking at. Then those things become pieces of evidence, right? Instead of just saying the lawyer calls it this or the company calls it this, we really got to look at everything that's involved. Proof of work is an important thing, and using instead of just emails back and forth between employees and the employer, you can actually use a project management software, and there's some good ones out there. You can use internal sort of portals where there's engagement, and so we're working with companies that are on the staffing side to become more service providers. And instead of just having a resource go to a third party, it's the company's being hired because it has skills in a certain technology. Maybe it's robotics, maybe it's artificial intelligence or blockchain or any of the things. They're all pretty good at different specializations, but they're not focusing on that. And so we work with companies on how to do that, and that increases our approvals, right? And
so you work on your process, but at the same time, you'll work with the company's HR department to work on their process at the same time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
How they even hold themselves out, right? And it's really looking at immigration and H-1Bs in a holistic way, right? And just saying, look, it's different. Understand that it's different. Understand that our regulation has had regulatory change. Now, the tech industry hasn't had regulatory change, but the immigration industry has, right? And that's one of the realizations that isn't out there. So, we can't just keep doing the same things and accept a 59% approval rating. We have to go in and change things if it's going to be at something that is going to be worthwhile for the companies to continue to do.
Do you see this changing anytime soon? Do you see that 59% going up? Do you see this getting easier? Is this trending toward better?
Not at the moment, with our current administration at all. I mean, for some reason, the H-1B and the Indian tech company has gotten a negative for what's inexplicable. Right now, there are what do you call it? Negative unemployment rates in certain areas in the tech industry.
We have too many jobs, not enough people.
Absolutely. We have really big companies that have lots and lots of jobs opening. And what it's doing is it's forcing jobs to be sent out of the United States, and not just the tech jobs.
Because we can't bring the people here, we're sending the jobs over there.
Right, and the managerial jobs stay over there, right? And so, we need to change the dialogue, and we need to understand that we're leading the world in technology. But yet we're importing great people to be here because we just can't produce enough for the demand that we have out there, right?
And it's growing.
We need to look at this as that's a good thing that we're bringing jobs here, not that it's a bad thing, right? But in any case, it is what it is, and it's a political issue, and there's no real discussion on the other side, not that's having any impact really. So. All we can do is help our clients have a better chance of approving their visas, and these are the processes, and we'd love to share how we do this with potential clients and individuals. And I have a book that has been a bestseller.
Take a look at that. H-1B, Visas and Approval. John Veely, CEO and lead attorney of OnlineVisas.com. Now, do you have a company? Do you have an HR department? Are you looking to hire people? Do you need H-1B expertise? John, if they do, how do we get a hold of you?
Well, OnlineVisas.com has really been going great. Over 1,000 people a day coming by. We set up free strategy meetings. We like to really take care of companies that come to see us as well. And we can even go see companies from time to time and help them through their process. So OnlineVisas.com, go there. You can either inquire directly or you can email me directly at john@VeelyLaw.com, and that's JON@VELIELAW.com. Love to hear from you.
You can also call us at 405-310-43333. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure you look us up on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. John Veely, the CEO of OnlineVisas.com. This is OnlineVisas.com, the immigration show. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.